Hey there guys, it's Rick Utsa here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Today I want to talk to you guys about what I think is the best value in a starter PCP, period. So today we're going to take a look at the Umarex Origin, and this video is brought to you by UmarexUSA. Just want to let you guys know that right up front. If you want to know more about this product, you can check them out at www.umarexusa.com. Now let's jump right into it. This is a PCP package. What I mean by that is in the box you get the hand pump and you get the rifle. What you do not get is an optic, which frankly, that doesn't disappoint me, because oftentimes what gets bundled with these entry-level guns is an optic you want to toss anyway. So save the $5 or $10 or whatever it is, let me buy my own scope. And for this video, I've mounted a Hawk Vantage IR. This is a 4-16, so you're probably in that $250 range price-wise. There are definitely some options that are a little less expensive, and obviously you can spend a lot more. But I went with this because I wanted that 16 power magnification. I like this. It's got mil-dot etch glass, adjustable objective. It fits for me, fits really well on this gun. So the Umarex Origin, so it comes with a pump. That's not new. What is very, very new is how this gun handles the air you're putting into it. So normally with the PCP, you're going to grab your hand pump and you're going to pump a long time to even be able to take that first shot, because you got to pressurize that cylinder from dead empty to full. Now, once you have it, full, you just have to top it off from there. But that first time getting started, you're gonna put a lot of work into getting your gun filled up. What they did is they've pretty much eliminated that as an issue. What they've done is they've put a gas ram in here. So as you are filling this with air, the gas ram is actually providing pressure, maximizes that air you're putting in. So it is constantly boosting the air volume you have to try and maintain a higher pressure without you actually having to put as many strokes in the gun. So let's kind of break it down. This gun fills to, it fills to 250 bar. Let's just say that's 3650 or 3625. I can't remember which way that goes. That's a lot of pressure. And if you're going to fill with a hand pump, let's say you're getting 10 strokes per 100 psi. That's, 300 some odd, maybe 350 strokes to fill a gun, a normal gun. This gun, with that hand pump, I can fill it from dead empty to full in about 140 strokes. Now, if I want to top it off from like 2,000 psi up to that 36 and some change, it's about 75 strokes. So it really reduces the amount of work that goes into getting you up to full pressure. Now, you may think that with that gas ram, maybe it reduces volume and you don't get as many shots. Yeah, that's not true either. What happens with this is, because it's constantly providing pressure, I'm getting 50 shots out of this, probably 40 good usable shots, but you can stretch it to 50, and if you want to just take it all the way down to 1,000 psi, you can probably stretch it to 60 or 70 shots. Now, when you go from 250 bar down to 1,000 psi, or from 36 and some change down to 1,000 psi, you're going to have a huge shot curve. But if you stay in the sweet spot, which is about, say, 1,500 psi up to, I don't know, let's say 25, so 25 down to 1,500, that's sort of where this thing loves to live, and you're going to get about 3 magazines in there, and that's going to be really pushing some velocity. So I did my Crony Test with a solid lead pellet. So I didn't use a super lightweight pellet, didn't use a heavy pellet. I used the 14.3 grain Jsb's. That's a good middle of the road weight, and we were hitting 980 on the high side. Of course, we were at 890-ish, 886-ish on the low side. And then you could just see, it's sort of very kind of cool if you watch the video. I'll have it over here on the side as I was doing the shooting test, because I started at full fill and shot down to until I saw it just start to drop dramatically. And that's really when the gas ram isn't able to keep up anymore to provide that boost. And so we hit like high 900s with that pellet. And then when I started seeing it drop dramatically, that's when I stopped, and I was probably at that like sort of 1500 PSI at that point. And that was 50 shots in. So that's a lot of shots in this. Now, if I was shooting at 25 or 30 yards, you wouldn't really see that big of a difference on your change of your point of impact, even with the velocity shift. Now, when you get to 50 yards and beyond, that's when you sort of want to find that sweet spot with your gun and stay in it. But 30 shots, that's a lot of shots in an entry-level PCP that's going to give you like near regulated performance. When you find that sweet spot and you just stay in it, you get a bunch of shots that just are very, very consistent, almost like the gun was regulated. And it sort of is regulated, just not in the traditional way. It's regulated by that gas ram. Some of the other things I really like about this that distinguish it from other guns in this price point, in this segment, market segment. I do really like the effort Umarex has put into the stock. This is not a cheap, thin, plastic, yucky feeling stock. It actually feels like a decent quality composite rifle stock like you have on a firearm. It really feels solid and good, and they've done a great job with that. I do love the side lever. This whole thing gives you lots of just leverage, so cocking is very smooth and easy. The trigger is adjustable. Now the trigger pull, this one's breaking right at around 1 pound, 12 ounces, and that's an average or so. So that's pretty good, definitely under 2 pounds, for sure under 2 pounds. And I haven't touched the trigger on this, that's just right out of the box. There are some adjustments, you can fiddle with it if you want. Not something I'm really keen to do. I'm happy with what I got here. You have a pressure gauge on the side, so you always know where you are. And under here is where you can, this is where you're going to put your fill probe and go ahead and fill your gun from here. It does come with a little probe. It'd be nice if it had the quick disconnect like the other guns, but I'll give them that one. My preference is always to have the same fill port on all my guns, and really that's a standard. So if there's a way for them to change that in the future, I really wish they would. Now, I do plan to go out and do some small game hunting with this over time, and it's lacking swivel studs. So I don't know if I could tap this stock. I don't know if it's got enough material inside to support some swivel studs. But in like the next iteration, Umarex, maybe you guys can fit some swivel studs in here to make it easy for us guys who want to go out and hunt. We can take this with us because it really is lacking the swivel studs. The weight is very good. I do like the grip here. I like the way it pulls to the shoulder. It just is a very nice feeling gun to hold and shoot. Now, when we get down to noise level, I was kind of surprised. It is shrouded, and it doesn't sound that loud to me, but our dB test showed a different story. We're pushing 108 dB, and I'm generally about 5 or 6 foot, about 45 degrees to the left, pointed towards the barrel. I don't know if we're getting mechanical noise or we're getting shot noise, but it was louder than I expected. So at that 108, and again, it's a fraction of a second, but it is 108 dB, and there was just no way of getting around that. It was 108, 109 in that sort of in that area. So it is louder than I would have expected just hearing it naturally. Didn't think it was that loud, but again, the dB meter shows a completely different story. Now, when it comes to accuracy, we had a bit of a surprise that I'll let you guys see for yourself. Let's go ahead and look at what this did for accuracy. Okay, so we've already done a lot of testing with this rifle today. We've got our Crony numbers, our baseline, how many shots we're going to get out of it, that kind of stuff. I'm starting the accuracy part of this review, and I do have several pellets we're going to be shooting today, but I want to kind of dial it in with the 1813s. Those have really been a good performer out of this. I also have the 1589s as a backup for some reason these don't want to fly right today. But let's see what we got here. We're at 50 yards, and I have not sighted the scope yet. I've done some rough sighting, but I haven't put it on paper, so you're kind of going to come right along with me as we take our first shots here. We are on a full fill. It's got maybe just slightly lower than 250 bar. But let's see what we got here. We have a bit of a breeze today. It's mostly pretty decent, but we are getting some gusts, 10 or 15 mile an hour gusts that are coming through. So we'll do the best we can to shoot around them, but it is what you have in West Texas this time of year. Let's see what we got here. I expect this to drop low, so we'll adjust up if we need to. Okay, so a little bit low. And I'm gonna take another shot just to see where it lands. Oh yeah, so. Okay. For giggles, I'm going to grab the 15.89s and see if they're going to be a little more consistent today. I'm going to aim for the big target just to see where it hits. See if it goes high or not. Went way far left. And let's see. Still got about another 20 shots left before I need to fill up. Let's see where this hits again. Okay, see that's going, pushing way left. Let's do another shot, see if it's going to group the same spot. Okay, same area, just a little left. Again. Boy, that's getting there really quickly. Let's do one more here. All right, and okay, those are probably just going too fast. That's what I'm thinking. They are cruising pretty good. All right, so, but it's just a little left, all right? Yeah, that is basically 1 mil and a half left. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that sighting for now, and I'm going to shoot a group with the 15.89s here. And I'm going to try and use my milled huts to aim with and see if I can hit that upper left bull. So if I'm looking at this through the scope now, I have got, if I go dead center on the red, I'm 1.5 mils left is my group, and about a 1/2 mil high is the bulk of it. So I might be able to just straddle, might be able to put the whole bull in the upper left there, and that. Okay, so okay, so this is what I got. We're looking at your crosshairs, right? So you're looking at your crosshairs, bull, crosshairs, mill dot. I'm going to put the target right between these two mill dots here. And let's just see what it does. We got the wind picking up a little bit, so we'll see. 15.89s. Oh, of course, that just goes high. Dead center, but high. Okay, that's fine. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it's 10 shots. Interestingly enough, based on the group I was getting on the big target, I adjusted for, I thought would hit right, but it actually grouped just slightly left of center, because the group that is on the shoot and see is right next to the first mill, and the other group is just slightly above dead center. So I don't know if the wind's shifting or what we got going on, but I do know that I probably need some air. So we're topped off. One of the things I've learned is that the first shot or two, you want to just go ahead and clear it. These are the 15s. Because it takes a couple shots for that gas ram to sort of settle in and then provide all the boost you want. All right, let's see here. We're going to go for, just see where we're shooting here. I'm going to go for the red dot, right in the dead center of the big target. Let's see where I'm aiming, or where I'm hitting, I should say. Okay. A little bit low. Okay. Probably low because we're on the low end of the curve. So I'm going to aim at the top right target with 18-1-3s. Now that shot hit dead center on 1 mil low. I'm going to use my low, my mill. So if we have my crosshairs, the mill dot just under the crosshairs, I'm going to use that to aim with. Okay. Watch it hit dead center. That'd be just perfect. Okay. All right, that's it. That's 10 shots. That's not bad. I'll certainly take that. That's why I was right. Going back to 18-1-3s, it does like those pellets quite a bit. Now, I'm trying to think. I've got a couple other pellets on the table. I think we should try the Hades pellets for sure. I think we should try the slugs. So I'm going to grab those, and we're going to be hitting the sweet spot as far as velocity goes here after about the next mag. Right after the fill up, it's consistent, but it sort of ramps up, and then it really ramps to like almost 1,000 foot per second with the 14.3s. But excuse me, but I think at this point, I think we're like, after you get 2 mags in, those last sort of 3 mags are really where you see this thing just be super consistent, at least 2 solid ones. So I'm gonna grab the Hades pellets, and then we'll do the slugs, and that'll wrap up our accuracy for today. All right, so these are the Hades. They're 15.89. So I'm going to aim dead center left on the bottom left target. I'll take a look at my first shot, and then I'll use the mills to try and adjust to hit the bull. At least try. And we'll see how it does. Okay, bottom left target. Just take one shot here and see where it hits, and then we'll try and, again, use the mills to adjust. Oh, just a little bit low. It is sailing too. So that is just slightly above the first mill. I'm going to just use the mill. Yeah, I'm going to just do this. Ooh, that one went crazy. Oh, really pushing hard left now. All right, so had some consistency issues with the Hades. Now we did have some wind come up too, so was it the wind? Was it the pellet? Was it me behind the trigger? I don't know. Little inconsistent at 50 yards. I can tell you that, and I don't know what causes this, but I could almost see the pellet like it was not quite as stable as you'd want it, because you can almost see the thing flying through the scope. And I'm wondering if it's just a little bit too fast with these 15.89s. It just didn't seem like it was as stable as the 18.13s, which, you know, shot pretty well. Now, I was adjusting in that group, through the group, trying to keep it in the center. So if I had held dead center, it probably would have been a little bit more erratic down below. So I don't know. I think if I was hunting at 35 yards, the Hades would be great. At 50 yards, probably going to stick with the 18.13s. So now we're going to go on to the slugs. These are heavy. These are 25.39. These are the 217. I don't know that I have any 218s. Be nice, but I don't. Let's see. I don't know if these will even shoot, but we're going to try. I'm going to take a shot with the slugs. Oh, they go in hard. I'm going to aim dead center on the red dot. And I have an idea where I think she's going to fall, but let me just see. Let's see here. Yep, that's what I thought. So we're actually way low. At this scope magnification right now, we are we're 2.5 mils low and about 1/2 mil left. Let's take another shot. Oh. Okay. So that's, let's say 3 mils. So I'm going to go 3 mils low. I'll put the rest of this mag, put the rest of this mag in the bottom right target. And just so you guys know where I'm aiming, I'm going to aim with the 3rd mil dot down. And it's pretty much 1 mil left. That last shot was. Okay, so if I'm looking at that bottom right target. Okay, so the bottom right target, you've got the target, you got the red dot, the line, and the number. I'm going to put the 3rd mil dot on the number of that bottom right. The wind's picking up, but we don't lose our cameras. Okay, let's get this done. Bottom right target, I'm going to put my 3rd mil on that number. Now let's see where she hits here. They go in hard. That's not pushing as left as I wanted. Let's see. Yeah, that was beautiful. Oh, yeah. Okay, so hold matters. Yep. Oh, yeah, that is so nice. Okay. That was awesome. Okay, so this is what I learned out of that last group with the slugs. I really got to hold the gun more securely. I can't finesse it. You're going to sort of have to really hold on tight. When I really pulled it in tight and controlled the trigger pull and follow through more aggressively, I mean, all the shots went into the center of that, that is excellent. And that's with these heavy slugs. So that tells me that if I was going to hunt with this, I would probably go and go ahead and just shoot slugs, because that is just pretty doggone awesome. And I bet you those would do some wonderful damage on small game. Well, that's it for our accuracy today. So 1813 for pellets. These slugs shot exceptionally well. That was just really impressive. Let's go ahead and collect all our gear, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this up now. So here's our target from the accuracy test, right? So this is all of our sighting in and just kind of seeing where things are going to fall. But then we shot 4 groups, and I really wanted to see how this would do with some very typical pellets. Like we shot the 1813s, 1589s, the Hades, which are 1589, and then I shot the slugs, and sure enough, we'll get to that here last, but the slugs were the surprise. They shot exceptionally well out of this gun. But let's just start off with the 1589. So here's the 1589s. Actually, the group is not bad. It's just not in the bull, which is either me, adjusting my hold or adjusting the scope, or the wind not blowing quite so bad. But I think we could shift that over, and we'd have all of our shots in this bullseye, or in this target, which is, it's not bad. The 1813s were all in the target, and that was just a matter of, I knew where I was going to land, and they all fell pretty good. We do have some wind today. You guys can see it. It's blowing around, and it's, it is what it is. When you're out in the field, you're going to have wind. So, I guess I need to get better at judging how to make those fall. But I also wanted you guys to see sort of what it would do just organically, and that's what we have here. Now, on the Hades, which are 1589, I really tried to keep these. Now, this one I did chase around a bit, all right, it landed, I tried to move it, but they just were a little bit wild. In reality, they didn't shoot as good as I hoped they would. So from a hunting perspective, at 50 yards, I would probably go with the 1813s, or, and this is what we learned here, I mean, that's a sub half-inch group or so, center to center, with the slugs. So my first couple shots with the slugs, I just noticed they were landing right here, which I said, okay, let me adjust for that. And then I started over here, and I realized that, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this when you're shooting, but if you're shooting and you pull the trigger and you maybe move a little bit, and the pellet actually lands now where you're aiming. So you've like moved a little bit, you've watched the pellet fly, and it actually lands right where your crosshairs are. That's actually going to tell you that you're actually pulling your shot. You're not maintaining a proper follow through off your shot. So it's either a trigger pull issue or just a firmness of your hold, or something's going on, and you're moving while that pellet's in the bore, and that's why it's winding up where it landed in your crosshairs. So when I realized that was happening, I got far more aggressive with my hold, and that's when we put those 6 shots right dead center here, and that's with the slugs. So super fan of those slugs. These are just the Jsb Knockout Slugs. These happen to be the .217. So if you're looking for the right size for your gun, evidently these are the bomb. So I would want to shoot those right at the high point of my shot curve in this. I wouldn't want to shoot it way early or way late. So I'd find that sweet spot, whatever that pressure is, fill it to that, shoot you 3 mags, and then top it off again. And you should get some really good results with those slugs. And in a hunting situation, I bet you those slugs would be absolutely devastating on small game. So when we're all said and done here, we have a product that comes in at a great price point, comes with the most important accessory you need in a PCP, which is a way to fill it. You can add whatever optic you like. It has great shot count. It's easy to fill. I mean, you don't need a ton of work to actually get some shots out of this. So you get the great shot count, easy to fill. It's got good accuracy. The one thing it's got that's not as great as I'd like it seems to be a little loud, at least on our DB tests. Good trigger, it's smooth to operate. It just has a lot going for it, again, at a really, really good price point. And again, why would I say this is the best PCP for like a new PCP buyer? Well, it's because it really has what you need in the box. If you were going to go with a different PCP and you had to buy a compressor or had to buy a hand pump, you're looking at hundreds of dollars over and above what you've already got in the gun. I like the fact that you can get this taken out of the box, put your scope on it, and in no time flat, you're going to be shooting 1-inch groups at 50 yards. To me, that is awesome, and that's why I like the Umarex Origin. Guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe, hit the like button, and be sure to hit the notification button so that you get notified, because we have new content coming out all the time, and I hate for you to miss any of it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Rick Utzer. See ya.